Thank your haters. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the snarky, shout out to everybody who hates me and I couldn't have done it without blah, blah, blah. No, let's really assess that. When you thank someone who we would call a hater, where's hate generally generated from? In this case, I would estimate if this is somebody who doesn't like you, doesn't really know you, and it's just based off of something that you've done or are doing that wasn't to the detriment of others. Really, what they're saying is they're jealous of you. Now, where does jealousy come from? Jealousy is from envy and probably a bit of greed too. They want what you have or are doing. So if somebody's jealous of you, let's back up. If somebody hates you, and we can surmise that they are jealous of you, that means they want something that you have, which means what you have or are doing is worth having. Let that sink in. Let that moment sink in. And for a lot of you, maybe it's already been a thing, but think about that. So, really appreciate that because what they're saying in their own really dysfunctional way is good job. I wish I could do what you're doing. I wish I either had the dedication or the discipline to accomplish whatever it is. If you've accomplished something in academics, in athletics, in finance, or for a lot of people, especially the ladies, in romance, what is it that you've accomplished that somebody's looking at and wish that they had? Now, they may not talk terribly directly to you or even about you, but sometimes you can just tell people get a little bit different energy. You ever pull up with a new car and the friend that you thought would be excited for you is kind of just like bland about it? You ever see your guy friend after he realizes that you got that girl that you didn't know that he was interested in her, but somehow he's not very congratulatory about you now having a fine young woman, in your company. Ever hear that? Or when somebody understands how much money it is that you may be making, or that you've graduated, or you've just done something, the weight that you've lost, the smoking you stopped doing, any stuff like that. Have you ever noticed that sometimes there's that one person in the crowd of all the people cheering for you and their face looks like this? Everybody else is, oh man, that's awesome. Oh, congrats. And there's one guy like this. Oh, he's seething. He's seething because somehow you left behind what he wants. You left him behind and he wants where to be where you're at. Or she. She wants your man. Why isn't she getting married? That should be her. Look at the ring. I can't believe that she's actually getting married and I'm still here single. There's been a few of those. That car's not all that. So what? It'll be a year old next year. Who wants that color anyways? There's so much of this. So, the best life that you can live is just to move on. But you can also show gratitude because a lot of times what these people are telling you again is good job. Look at your progress. I don't like it, but I have to acknowledge it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you're being snarky or disingenuous by actually saying, you know what, I am grateful for that because a lot of times what makes us stronger, just even walking, is the wind. Resistance in your face will actually make you stronger. So when there is no wind, you're just moving even better, even faster, even stronger. So a lot of times that the resistance that these people give, even if it's the form of an indirect energy, is still something that you are overcoming and doing so well that it forces them. Oh, it's just got to tear them up, but it forces them to have to acknowledge it. That's where the hate comes from because they're jealous and they're envious of what you have and what you're doing. What's your ace up the sleeve? Advice, comment, experience. Do you have experience where this is concerned? And maybe you were the one that was jealous. Sometimes, sometimes that's a thing too. So it's never a bad thing to admit if you are a person who overcame that and realized that, hey, everybody works hard, or the people who work hard deserve certain things. And if I work hard too, I can have them as well. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just growth. But in the meantime, I hope this finds everybody in a place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.